Whoops, I was talking to myself. Hey guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah, hi.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, so who do I have with me exactly? It's hengkyky, DSF has not picked up yet, and then Joseph and Kanjia? I'm not sure what your in-game tags are.
MLG and ehwah.
Oh, hey guys. Really, thanks for coming on, by the way. This is awesome. Personally, you're my favorite up-and-coming team right now in Southeast Asia. And for me, at least, you guys kind of came out of nowhere. Do you want to tell the viewers a little bit about how your team got started, how long you've been playing, and how you suddenly went from a team that nobody's heard of to a team that's almost beating Orange and taking games off of some top teams as well?
Jeremy.
I'm supposed to say.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
you say.
First, we started off quite as a new team because we're doing quite a few new players like KS and Milligan. And right now we're just training together and trying to make it far. But times are tough. We lost one game to N9, tongfu, and we've been underperforming, I would say.
Yeah, you guys, you know, the thing when I watch you is it's like night and day. You guys are such a hot and cold team. Like one game, we saw it today with tongfu. You destroy them in game one, and then in game two, it was almost the exact opposite. Why do you think it is that you have these games where? Because a lot of other teams, it's more sort of even, whether they win or lose. But with you guys, it's like either crush your opponents or you kind of get crushed. And I'm curious why you guys think that happens.
There's some communication problems, and eventually everyone there wasn't really a team player, I would say, and there wasn't much we could do. Everyone was kind of demoralized after the early game, and yeah, we lost it.
So is it fair to say you guys are a very emotional team?
In some sense, yes, because previously we lost to Orange in some pretty close game, shown something, and ever since we have been underperforming as of late, yeah.
To be fair, I mean, you guys shouldn't be too hard on yourselves. It is Orange. You know, these guys have been doing it for ages, so I would personally just say give yourselves a bit of a break. But at the same time, I mean, I love that competitive fire that, you know, nothing is good enough for you guys except results. So, you guys aren't out of the competition. You haven't had a great start, but hey, if you get into the playoffs, anything's possible, and you're still in the running.
It's quite impossible for us to get into the playoffs. Honestly, because DK is going to take all their opponents down 2-0, and even if we do actually try the 2-0 DK, we'll lose in a point difference, and I don't think we can qualify for it.
Oh, I actually haven't looked at the games coming up, but are you saying you're mathematically eliminated? Like there's no way you can advance?
Yeah. Right, got eliminated.
We
and tongfu are like, we're out of the league, more or less.
Well, only one team gets eliminated. That's going to be a real shame if you guys don't advance, but it is your first major tournament. I guess that sort of asks the question. So let's say you don't move on into the playoffs. It sounds like you don't think you will anyway. What are your plans moving forward? Are you guys practicing a lot? Are there other tournaments you're going to be entering? I know you participated in the Gosu Cup Asia. Is there anything on the horizon for you guys?
We're just looking around. We try to play the online ones, especially the Asian ones, because other competitions overseas is pretty lag, and we're not adaptable. We'll probably lose in terms of lag, and it will not be good for us.
Cool. So I guess this is a little bit more a question about the drafts, and I'd love to hear from ehwah especially, because it seems like ehwah wants to play Queen of Pain every game, or at least you guys like having him on the Queen of Pain. Is that any reason behind that? Obviously he's doing well with it. Is it just to hear you guys feel comfortable picking? Because I guess the one thing I'll say is it seems like your drafts aren't quite predictable, but maybe not as diverse as what other teams who are a little bit more experienced have. Is everybody else feeling a little too shy right now? Or?
Normally, Henky just drafts whatever he thinks is good for the team. So normally he just ends up with QP as it's quite a strong solo mid hero.
So you just like the versatility of the pick, basically.
Yeah. We all think QP is decent, so we just took it.
If you have to, if you guys, let me ask you this: if you were to change one thing that's happened so far in the G1 league, if you would do one thing differently in any of the games, is there one thing you could point to? Like one moment where you sort of made a mistake that you want to take back, or whether it's the draft or just in-game decisions?
Actually, I wouldn't say it. Because we didn't come to this competition prepared. We didn't really train at all. We were just playing competitions and not really playing as five in scrims. So I think we should play together more as a team.
How long have you been together exactly?
Hang on.
You don't
About 3 months, I think.
Yeah, 3 months only.
3 months.
Wow, 3 months. Did you guys have? Did you play for any sort of known teams before this, or is this your first really notable competitive team?
I guess for all of us, it's our first notable team. But for Henky, I think he has quite a few pro teams in the past, like Aeon, XTC.
hengkyky,
Yeah.
how would you say they're doing so far? Are they living up to your expectations from the previous teams, or are you going to be cracking the whip behind closed doors?
I feel we lose. I feel sometimes when we play, we have the early game advantage, but when the mid game onwards, we will start to lose out in terms of the experience. Because some of the player is still in compete, they are still not experienced enough. So just get like outplayed by more experienced carry player. When playing some semi carry hero like Fion, Tinker, KOP, this kind.
Right. So you think it's mostly just a little bit more experience that the team needs? Because I did kind of notice that in the games is, we had like the Tiny in the first game started off farming really well, but then tried to gank a few times. It didn't work. Maybe that's the miscommunications coming out, and you guys lost a few towers, and suddenly the Tiny who was farming as well as Night Stalker as well as Chaos Knight was a little bit far behind. And I'm not pointing fingers at Tiny. It wasn't just him, but that was just sort of an example that came to my mind off the bat. So you think it mostly just comes down to experience then?
Yes, in some sense. Because let's say Yamate and Mushi, they've been playing for ages, years, and if you play a match against them, they're probably gonna put the pressure on you instead of we putting the pressure on them. And that's where we'll start to lose out, and eventually we'll fumble. And we'll lose the game basically.
Alright, so here's my last question. Do you guys have any heroes up your sleeves that you've been using sort of in scrimmages or not in official matches that... Because I know you ran the KS Pudge a few times. In one game it worked beautifully in the qualifiers with the Pudge Venomancer dual lane against Templar Assassin. Man, did that ever shut her down. But I'm curious if you guys have any other sort of secret tricks or pocket strategies, I guess they're called, up your sleeves. Anything you're holding on to or anything you're working on that you can share with the viewers?
We have been working on something, but we won't disclose it because we're trying to try it against DK. If it works, it'll do well but if not, we just screw up.
Cool. Well,
so just that.
Yeah, I understand you don't want to spill the beans on the stream, and then all of a sudden all your opponents know what to expect. But and I guess here's my last question for you guys, and then I'll let you give some shout-outs if you'd like. How do you feel about the new patch? Because you guys seem like a very aggressive ganking kind of hero killing lineup. So, are you liking the changes in 6.75 and 6.76?
I quite like it because Morphling got nerfed quite a lot, and especially since my team has no Morphling players, it bodes well for us.
You don't have.
What I like about the new patch is the observer wards and boots got cheaper for the support. 150 and 450, it just save 100 gold. That's so much better to get easier to get your boots and observer.
And you're MLG, right, Joseph?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you like that change as a support player. That's great. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying the patch, and I'm looking forward to it. I feel it does favor a team like you, and I gotta say, don't get frustrated, because a lot of these experienced teams, I feel like you guys aren't that far off from being able to beat them. I really thought you were going to take that game off of Orange, what was it, 2 days ago? You almost had it in the bag. Mushi barely lives with like 10 health when buyback was on cooldown. And, it really does come down to the experience. I would say don't lose hope. Don't break up as a team. I think you guys have a ton of potential. And I'll leave you. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give to your sponsors, to your fans, anything you want to say to all the people out there?
Shout out to our sponsors, CM Storm, and Flash, the organization itself, and Marcus, because he's going NS soon. And I hope that Milligan will find a better GF. That's all.
I would like to give a shout out to my friends, Flash also. Indo Pro, the guy who gave me the interview, and last but not least, I hope Milligan can find a new girlfriend.
Sounds like he really needs a new girlfriend. Ay. All right, guys, thank you very much for coming on. I'll let you run so you can have a break. But everyone's been enjoying watching your games, even whether you win or whether you lose. They've been very entertaining, and we wish you nothing but the best, not only in the G League or the G1 League, but also in future tournaments to come.
I think our next tournament is the guest tournament.
Oh, are you guys competing in the GEST
Yeah.
Dota 2?
Yeah, we are.
GST.
Okay, so that'll be a tournament.
We're in the same brackets as MUFC, so it should be quite sure.
Oh, that's an easy win for you guys. You got it, no problem. All right, yeah, good luck in that event. I may be casting some of those games, but if you guys want to find out more about that, I believe dotatalk.net is the place to go, or just facebook.com/gestdota2, and you can find out all the details in that tournament. Guys, thanks for coming on. It was a pleasure, and hey, hope to have
Thanks
you on
for
again in the
having us.
future.
Thank you.
Alright,
you.
thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
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 So guys, that was Flash Esports. The guy doing most of the talking was DSF, for those of you who are trying to place the voices. I think you all could tell who hengkyky was because I specifically addressed him, but he's, from the sounds of it, the most experienced member of the roster. And the one who was happy about the changes to wards, that was MLG22, their hard support player. I think the only guy who didn't really talk at all was actually ehwah, who or he barely talked, I guess I would say. And he's personally my favorite player. I got a soft spot in my heart for him. But I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. That's going to